Hey, what's up, guys? It's your girl Diamond from the Voices Gathering Live podcast show. Welcome to a new conversation. Welcome to a new conversation. Welcome to a new conversation. Hey, what's up, everybody? Thank you so much for using your key. I'm seeing people just jump right to it. I love it. Ignore any glitches that you may see, but it's happening. Okay, it's happening. Thank you so much for everybody joining me today. I want to have a brief conversation with you. I'm glad to see some people in the audience because specifically, hey, Scrap in 2012. I know she'll have a lot to say about this topic, as I hope many of you will. But again, welcome. I missed you guys. It's been, I think we missed 2 shows. But since we missed 2 shows, I want to make up for it. Okay. So before we jump into the conversation, thank you so much for you that used your key. Remember, if you're not a subscriber to this channel, I encourage you to take a moment and click the subscribe button. Make sure that when you click it, you click the option for all notifications. That way you will be informed when I am live on the show or when I post a video, right? I try to give you the best content out there and content for the mind, content to think, right? Something that will challenge you to think out the box or pay attention to what is in the box. All right. So also, let's be good to one another in the comments as you always are. Please remember to respond to people in the conversation, exchange your thoughts and opinions. And also, ask me questions. If I don't get to your questions today, I will get back to your questions later on. So that means come back to see what I said about your question. Okay. So let's just see if, okay, we cooking with grease. Okay. All right. Listen, we are about to jump into this conversation with no delay. So let's get right to it. So I wanted to talk to you. Oh, wait, sorry. Pause for a second. I am going to take this moment to recognize this is the month of June. As if you are following me on Instagram as well as Twitter and TikTok, you will know that I have already given my shout outs. I want to thank everyone for the birthday wishes. Yes, this is the month of my birthday. Very interesting month. I'm not going to go. I'm not going to go into much details, but it was a blessed birthday with even some glitches. The blessed birthday is God allowed me to see a new birthday, and I'm grateful for that. Right? I'm truly grateful. As long as I got breath and I'm on this side of the land, that means I have an opportunity to do greater things. Right? So I'm happy about that. The other part is, I do want to shout out to Juneteenth month. This is Juneteenth. We usually do a show on Juneteenth, but I didn't want to actually have a conversation alone in studio. I really want to bring individuals to the conversation while we talk together, and you guys in the audience respond to that conversation. So let's pray that God opens up a door for me to do that next year with having an in-studio guest to have the conversation about Juneteenth. But again, rock on Juneteenth, rock on. I also want to shout out all the fathers, be it biological stepfathers, those stepping in positions of fatherhood. Thank you so much for being the role model to the children of this land. We really need more people, more representation to step up in those positions and really give this generation the support they need from a father, right? And I am not going to not recognize Pride Month. To those who stand in that space of the LGBTQIA plus community, I see you and I salute you. Look, you get one life, and who am I to tell you how to live it, right? I do believe love is love. So I'm not here to convince you to believe it. I believe it. So I see you, those who walk in that space. Now I'm going to say this. I can't wait to have the conversation about those who walk in that space, those who support people walk in that space, and your thoughts about it. It's going to be very interesting. So take off your sensitivity eyes, right? I'm really going to go there. Okay, now that I got the formalities out of the way, hey, Scrappin', I see you. What's up, iRob? And hello, Stephanie. Thank you so much, everyone, for being here. I see 6 people in the room. Let's remember to use your key when you come in. Your key is what? The thumbs up button. All right. So I wanted to have a conversation with you in regards to which way are we going? Which way should we go? Should we be going the old way or the new way? What do I mean by that? Well, let me tell you what I mean. So I am not of the new way by age, right? So I am older than this millennial, and I am really having some struggle with some of the things. I'm having a lot of struggles with some of the things I'm seeing in our community, i.e. in this space called society, right? I want to talk to you about, wow, Torin is here. Well, hello, Torin. It's nice to see you. Welcome to the show. Don't forget, use the thumb up button. Thank you for the thumbs up in the comments, but push that thumbs up button, please. Someone clicked it, but then unclicked it. Go back and click it. I think you made a mistake. Nonetheless, I wanted to have this conversation with you in regards to what we're seeing in our community as it relates to new ways and old ways. So I want to start with social media. And as it relates to this new age of people, I want to keep it about young adults, but I'm finding that a lot of people who are considered chronologically older, chronologically considered to be an adult, is operating in the space of many of the kids, many children. What do I mean? Well, let me help you understand. Look at social media and ask yourself, are you for the old way or are you for the new way? Are you for this new way that's moved by social media influencers? I'm talking about the young to the old. Are you more drawn to an old way of raising your children or watching children be raised? Are you one of those individuals that if your child is playing a sport, even if your child is on the team that lose, your child should actually get a trophy and be recognized for losing? Or are you for the old way? What you put in is what you get out, and what you get out is what you get rewarded with. What are you? Where do you stand? Where do you stand? Let's push the envelope a little bit more. We live in a state, many of us, that the state has legalized recreational marijuana. Are you of the old school that you don't think people should be smoking marijuana because for you it's considered to be a drug, some would say a gateway drug? Or are you of the new way that smoking marijuana is harmful, it doesn't impact anyone, so you should be able to do what you want to do? What is your thoughts? What are your thoughts? I am very, very curious. I see you guys. We got 7 viewers watching. 4 keys are used. Come on, let's use those. Let's use those thumbs up. Hi, Naomi. It's good to see you, my love. Okay, so iRob says no participation trophies. Okay. Come on, guys. I asked you a lot of questions. I know it's kind of hard to many of you use your phone, but I'm curious. What do you think? So, Rob, you said it doesn't. So, puff, puff, pass. So, you're for the new way of smoking marijuana? Is that what you're trying to say? See, here's my thoughts. I asked you a lot of questions. I would tell you that and challenge me. Ask me some questions as it relates to, because it's different when someone is in studio having an exchange conversation with you, because you can see that dialogue happens. The exchange conversation is me watching you in the comments. So I'm responding to those questions and kind of pausing, waiting to answer them. And then also keep in mind that your response to my question is some seconds delayed. So it's not that I'm delaying and answering. It's just that that's how this little streaming process go. So Rob is for the legalization of marijuana. And Scrap in 2012 says, I don't want to smell it everywhere I go. I'm just saying. Okay, look. So here's my thoughts. So a couple things I asked you, and I will go back to what I was saying. I am of the old school, right? While paying attention to the new wave, the new movement, right? And there's some things I think that we as a society should be trying to figure out and learn how to embrace. But I think we also need to keep in mind, does what we embrace impact other people? And if it does, should we take some consideration to those things we want, but how it's impacting someone else? So for the marijuana use, right? So many of you know I work in the field of addiction and mental health, specializing in addiction, right? But outside of that, in my personal own job, I am a life coach and motivational speaker. So I do a lot of conversations and support chats with individuals who are marijuana users, who have members are marijuana users, and I have to sit on the fence, right? In my 9-to-5 job, it's not my job to pass judgment. My job is to assess the situation and see if there's anything that's needed to address that situation. In my personal life, right, I am one of the old school. I'm not really for the legalization of marijuana for many reasons, right? I do believe that old school mentality that marijuana is one of the gateway drugs to other things. Other things can be a plethora of things, right? So when I talk to many people about their use of marijuana, trust and believe when I say to you that that was not the first thing that they used. Those individuals started exploring with many other things, or marijuana was the very thing that they started to use, and therefore they were open to trying other things. Why? Well, for some people, using marijuana for whatever reason was at the onset was okay. It was working. But when something becomes new, eventually it becomes what? Old. And then when it becomes old, either you continue to abuse it, looking for the same reaction you got the first time you used it, or you say, well, been there, done that, put that down, I'm on to the next. And with that being said, that means that when you become bored or done with marijuana, recreational marijuana, just pay attention to social media people. Pay attention to your community. Pay attention to some of your friends who you grew up with and where they are now. And that time they was using marijuana. It becomes old. It becomes old. So again, I am of the old school. I really do not care for the state legalizing state, because federally, people, you need to know marijuana is not federally regulated. So there is this battle between the federal and the state. And this is why people still get in trouble for marijuana. But we won't go there. I'm not here to counsel you about that. But here to drop some gems in your jewel box so that you can walk away from this conversation thinking, scratching your head and saying, oh, wait, I remember listening to the show and this was something that Diamond actually shared, right? So getting back to this, old way, new way. I am just of the old school. I don't care about the legalization of marijuana. Truth be told, when you think about the inner community and those who live there, right, and already oppressed with many different things, low income, housing market is rising, so people can't afford to pay rent, keep the lights on, keep food in the refrigerator. Yet some of these individuals still find a way to get their hands on, whether they're buying it or someone giving it to them, marijuana. So the question becomes, how is using cannabis helping them actually get where they're trying to go, if they're trying to go someplace? See, this is why I don't like the legalization of marijuana. Because when you legalize marijuana, you also have to be ready to accept what comes with it. Hello. Hi, Rhonda. It's good to see you in. Oh, wait a minute. So it's not as I have two girlfriends named Rhonda, but I know what Rhonda this is. Hey, boo. How are you? Nice to see you in the comments. Stephanie says trophies are for achievements. It helps give children goals to reach. I agree with that. She also went on to say, I choose not to do it. However, you do what is good for you. Okay. Well, respecting people's autonomy. Miss Rhonda Opinion says, I smoked weed every morning, afternoon, and night. It's great for pain, stress. Just stop it. Lord, she lying. No, she don't. She just need to cut it out. Hello, Miss Malave. Okay, I see you in the comments. Yeah, I don't like the smell either. I just think that casual use is okay when you are equipping as a young adult, but impairment affects families and see the negative effects on life functioning. Yes. Okay. So right. Again, and everyone is talking, did you see the disclaimer? We now have a disclaimer in all the shows, right? So it's your opinion. It's your views. No one's here to shoot you or actually judge you for your opinion. It's an exchange conversation about what it is we're talking about. I do not care for marijuana. I don't want to smell it. I don't want to be sitting in a conversation. I don't want to be sitting in a conversation with the wrong person who's smoking it. And Lord God, you can't even have an insightful, intelligent conversation with them. Why? Because their mind is already impacted by a mood-altering substance. People seem to, now I understand that people say that with smoking marijuana, I'm creative, I'm this, I'm that. My question is, why aren't you creative without smoking marijuana though? And I want to put this disclaimer out there. People who use marijuana for medical purposes, I get it, right? Are there medical benefits for someone using marijuana? Well, if you ask a cancer patient or you do your homework, you'll understand that they're using marijuana for cancer patients. But a lot of these patients, in my opinion, at least the ones I come across, were not using it because they were bored, had nothing to do, or wanted to be creative. They were actually using it because they were actually trying to address chronic pain. That's what they were trying to do. They weren't trying to get high or escape the everyday life stressors. They were trying to cope with pain without being on harder chemicals. So I get it. There is a benefit and there's a deficit. Stephanie Corbin, being mindful, everyone has an opinion. I've seen firsthand what it can do. That's why I'm saying it. Yes, I get it. But there are people, and again, the new way of legalizing marijuana, for me, I have not seen more benefits of it than negatives. That's just me. When you just put the cannabis in the compartment of medical marijuana for that purpose only, prescribed by a doctor, overseen by a doctor, then yes, that is different than when we're talking about recreational marijuana, i.e. you can be in possession of marijuana and you can smoke it at your leisure. It doesn't matter who is around you. You can smoke it around them. There's some, children, there's a whole different thing, but we're not going to go there. But people are not doing that. Not everyone is doing that. Let me put it that way. There's a lot of people using it for the wrong reason. And my thing is old way versus new way. The new way is, how is it impacting this generation? How is it impacting this generation? So let's move from medical marijuana to just how the use of marijuana is impacting this generation. Now, that's just one component of this conversation. That's one component. Here's another component. Social media. How is social media helping us or hurting us? What is your opinion? Do you believe that social media is hurting us or is it helping us? Ponder that question. I can walk out my front and get a stoned by the other people driving by. Yeah, it's just annoying. Well, first and foremost, Stephanie, just so you know, someone driving by and smoking marijuana or is pouring out of their car, you should know that they've already broken the law, because you cannot operate a vehicle while smoking marijuana. It's not like smoking a cigarette and driving, right? It's not. So already, many of us are firsthand seeing firsthand, isn't that backward? How people are already for a long time, but break the law by using marijuana and you're not supposed to be while you're driving. Okay, Rhonda, what are you saying here? I think it calms the bad guys down a little. It helps them think before they react to a situation. Maybe that is so for some, but not for all. Too much information for young minds. Yes, going back to social media, absolutely. But not only is it too much information for young minds, it's too much information for old minds who have no way to filter the information, right? You find more people chronologically older reacting as if they were children by things on social media. Gone long the days when there was some level of privacy. Now, to be popular, all you have to do is have a phone and a live stream opportunity or post something, and there you go. And many young children are driven by what they see on social media. Some level of fame, and crossing the fingers for them, fortune. I've said this many times on this show. I try to have what I believe is insightful conversation, something to get us to think about, something for us to exchange. But do you understand that it's more easier for people find it more entertaining to actually seek things that are not good for the mind, which means they would stroll and like and follow and comment on things that is totally inappropriate and unhealthy for them, than it would be for something that would get them thinking, processing, and going through that movement. I'm telling you, just look at my numbers here. The numbers on this podcast here have been struggling for some time. I'm not going to beat you over the head with it, but I am going to always, as you know, be transparent about my conversation. And I'm telling you that as much as I think I'm bringing something that is entertaining, but something to get you to think, people are not really the ratio of people attracted to that really falls more lower than it is for people who are attracted to watching someone get beat up, pull out their phone, tape it, record it live, send it out to social media world really, really fast. But instead of calling the police, they're looking for clicks and likes. Whenever we got to the point of actually legalizing, maybe not legalizing, approving everyone having the opportunity to stream things, film things in real time, we have lost a lot of our autonomy, or many of us who don't choose to be streamed or recorded end up losing our own privacy. People are more attracted to actually holding up a camera and recording you getting the life beaten out of you than to actually use their phone to call 911 and help you. Now, let me just ask you, is that someone of a sound mind or someone of some challenges? Again, this goes back to old, new. Before we had the option of having this device in our disposal, in our hand, at our disposal at any given moment, there was a time that you had to go use a pay phone, have a house phone in your house, right? There was times when people were not able to record things really fast, and getting that kind of fame and fortune took a little bit more work than actually just picking up a phone and recording. Old way, new way. It seems that we live in a time where people do not know how to balance this new way. It seems that too much information too fast is damaging to us as a people. We become clouded with our judgment, our thinking, our privacy, the things we accept. We become very cloudy by that. We become loose in what we will accept and not accept. If you don't believe me, just go on social media, scroll through the people that follow you, or better yet, the people you follow. Look at the content that they post and look at the number of followers that they have. Now, listen, I understand that some people pay for followers. Some people, do all of these little scamming things to get the numbers. But why do they do that? Well, they do that so that they can look the part without being the part. If I have 300,000 followers following me, and you look at the content that I'm posting, people hurting people, me sitting around just smoking blunts all day, every day, stoned out of my mind. I cannot have an articulate conversation. Me half naked and drawing you in by the illusion of sex. And this very thing I'm talking about, again, remember, young people are watching it. And what they're watching, they're emulating. And by them emulating it, they're hoping to be famous. You don't believe me? Just look at the housewives. Many of them willing to sell their reputation for fame and fortune. I said many. I didn't say all. But I do believe that if you're going to be on those kind of franchises, you have to give up something for that kind of fame and fortune. And the question is, what would you be willing to give up to be in that place? Okay, let's see what's going on in these comments. Okay. Amen. I'm not one who will get involved. I don't tolerate that. I hear you, Stephanie. This new way is hurting us all. I agree. Thumbs up with that. And Scrappin says, I guess that's why I don't have a lot of followers. Girl, exactly. And I've seen your content, Scrappin. It's about your business. You don't do too much sharing of your family on there because you understand the privacy of your family, right? Oh my God. Some people put their entire life out on social media. Their entire life. Now, I'm not judging it. I think we should have some kind of, I don't want to say pride, right? But I believe that we should be proud of the accomplishments we have achieved. But I also think that there's something to say about keeping some things to yourself, that you don't share everything. You are not going to see me posting my home on social media like that. Why would you want to see my home anyway? I don't think it really is to draw you in so that I can inspire you. I'm using me for an example. I think that people do that is really to kind of show off. Now, if you're just posting because you're advertising something, let's say you're an interior decorator, so you use your home as that stage platform, I get it. But baby, just check social media. You will see people post some of the ridiculous things that we really don't care about. For what? Clickbait. It's all clickbait. It's all clickbait. And there's a difference about putting your family on social media, right? When you're sharing family moments, vacations, those things, we're not talking about those things. Remember, old way versus new way. Old way used to be was that you had a camera in your hand, you took pictures, you took them to the developing shop. They would develop your pictures. You would put those pictures into your scrapbook, and you would have those scrapbooks my grandmother, oh, I miss her so much. When I tell you, she had volumes and volumes of pictures of her family, because that was the generation there. You took pictures to snap the moment to reflect back on and remember. I get it. But just look what people take pictures of now and post. Not everybody, but some. I don't really show, Scrappin says, I do not really show when I am on vacay for people to come to steal everything I have. I know that's right. See, that is the logic of thinking. That is an older school thinking. Like, why would I post all my stuff and goods and then I say, I'm on vacation 3,000 miles away, and people are like, yep, she ain't home. Go in there and get that stuff. Okay. Malave says, it's kind of tacky what everyone posts and oversharing so many inappropriate things. Yes, but it appears to be the new way. It appears to be the new way. Just think about it. When I'm looking at the people in the comments, I know the people in the comments, these individuals come from a certain age. There's no one in here under the age that I'm looking at 40. No one. And I really hope that some young people will come on, see this, kind of be curious about what I'm saying and post a comment. I'm open to it. As long as you do it tastefully, post your comments. Give me your feedback. Disagree with me or agree. I welcome that. But I'm going to tell you that I'm not for this new way. I'm not. I will post photos of my home when I decorate. I'm proud of my home. And you know what? If you're comfortable posting your home, remember people, I'm not here to tell you to do one thing or the other. I'm here to get us thinking and talking. And then when we're looking at the external us, people that we see on television, social media, in our neighborhoods, we can kind of ponder some of the things I'm talking about. Why are we living in a time where people have abandoned the old way that's got us over many hurdles in life to adopt a new way that's actually taking us down a rabbit hole? I'm curious. I show when I decorate my home for the holidays, but never will I show certain areas of my home. That's just me. I agree. I grew up, my parents, my mom and my grandfather, and my friend. Well, first and foremost, you don't even know that person that well to be calling that person a friend. Those old values really resonate with me today. Nowadays, even older people, as well as young, of course, everybody's their friend. Oh, this person's my friend. That's my friend. This is my friend. No one understands about the value of earning a friendship. When I grew up, there was a thing about learning how to be a friend so that you can earn a true friend. Now everybody's just friends. Yes, absolutely. Everything is too easily accessible. And that's the damaging part. We are on this rocket of instant gratification. We want it, we need it, we want it. And listen, I have fallen in that space. I am not here to claim perfect. There's things I'm like, oh, I want this. I need it right now. Child, this thing comes in handy at times. When you're in a fecal situation, you're like, oh, I need this information. Give it to me. And you get it. There used to be a time that you had to crack open a book and really take your time to find the information that you were looking for or are looking for. But long gone those days. And I believe this by saying that we are doing more damage than we are doing good, because people of a certain age appear to be letting go that skill, that knowledge, that patience, that understanding, that insight, that privacy for this new way. And in that, we lose ourselves. People need to be more sociable, have a conversation, sit down at dinner, or be in a space where you're enjoying one another. I think I know who Jay is. And if that's Jay, hey boo. um it was just a certain way. You knew how to sit down and get to know somebody. Everything now is speed. I remember when hearing the thing called speed dating, right? It was this thing people would do in speed date, get the questions in really quick and go on to the next person. I mean, everything is really speed right now. Everything is so quick. Everything is microwaved. So if everything is microwave, we want instant gratification. We're okay with the use of marijuana, even though it changes the way we process information. Whether it calms us down so we don't know this is not for everybody. It calms us down so we don't have to deal with the feelings that we're feeling. We don't have to kind of put thought into how to pick ourselves up by our bootstraps. I just need something to calm me. I just need to know. I need to escape. Everything is escape. Now I'm for escape, but I'm for escape through meditation. I'm for escape through prayer. I'm for escape through having a true friend that I can confide with, and then that person can help me process what it is I'm going through and stand by me. Oh, I'm for that. But I'm not for this new way. I've said that a lot of times, but I'm not. Malave, yes, it is. Yes, it's created a society of instant gratification without the skills needed to delay gratification, impulsivity. Absolutely. Scrappin says, I don't really care to see everything you eat, Lord, girl. And that's not rude or shaded, just is. Right. So, Scrappin, there's a thing called mukbang, where people watch other. Now, mind you, I've seen some people, and this young lady, I forgot her name. She's on TikTok. I think she's on a number of platforms, but the first time I saw her, I believe it was on TikTok. And she's a heavy set woman, 200 something pounds, right? The woman can cook her behind off. I can see it. Oh, she can kill in the kitchen. And she prepares the food, and she presents the food to you in front of the camera and says, look, y'all. That's her trademark. Look, y'all. No. Hey, y'all. That's her trademark. And the food is piping hot. Baby, the food looks good. I would be inclined to try it. But her following is enormous. And all she do is sit there and eat food while she is 200 plus pounds. Now, I'm not judging. But do you see what I'm talking about? New versus old? I do not know back in the day, baby, where a person would be trying to sit and someone watching them stuff food in their mouth. People would be like, what are they looking at? Nowadays, honey, it's like, watch me shove this food in my mouth. Watch it and listen to me chew and drink my drink. It's a thing. If you don't believe me, go to YouTube and type in mukbang. It's a whole thing. And it's people got great following. A great number of followers. I've watched them. Okay. Okay. Me either. Old way family were more connected. Absolutely. I agree, Stephanie. The old family value for some, not all, but for some was good. Can I just go for a second to tell you about family value? So I am, again, of a certain generation, right? Well, not that old, but I'm older than these 30-year-old kids. And I'll tell, not kids, young adults, no disrespect, and these little kids who are kids. But I remember watching an old show, which used to get on my nerves, though, now that I'm older and we know better. But Little House on the Prairie. There was not a lot of representation in that show, but That show had value. It had family value, which I truly love. Now, when I was younger, there was a show I could not stand. It was The Waltons. Oh, that show used to get on my nerves, child. I was like, now this is too old. Where'd they get this show from? However, let's be very clear. I love that show now. It had the concept of true family. It had the concept of working hard to get what you want. It had a true value of believing in something higher than yourself, God. And that during that time, they talked about God and praying and the father being the head of the house and mom being there to support dad. Oh my God. Those shows, I can sit by myself, excuse me, and I can just get teary-eyed because the show had meaning and substance. Nowadays, you ain't getting that. Oh yeah, and I could just go on about other shows. 70s shows, 80s shows, some of the early 90s shows. Yes, and especially when representation of the black community was on TV. Now, where do you see that? Reality TV has just destroyed what many of us, like myself, try to achieve. They just destroy that because you literally either have to sign your name on the dotted line, which means sign your soul to hell to kind of get the come up. See, and let me put this out there before someone read into this. I'm not looking for fame and fortune. I'm not looking for that. So this platform is not about trying to be famous or have fortune. Now, let's be clear. If fortune came out of doing work that had substance, then I am so open for it. So I'm not going to say I don't want it. Where I can be able to punch my own clock, have impact, and not be bound to punching someone else's time clock. Yeah, baby, I'm for that. But I'm not willing to sell my soul to get it. I'm just not willing to do that. So that's going to be hard for some young people or just people who are of that mindset because they're like, I'm trying to come up, by any means necessary. And I'll pass on the by any means necessary. I'll pass on that. No, thank you. I need to keep focused and figure out how do I get to the next level. And I tell you guys this all the time, so I might as well plug it on in. How I get to the next level is if you don't sit here and be selfish and actually, let's see now. Follow the show on all those platforms. Share this show on your social media. Many of you already in this chat said, I'm on social media. Then the question you should ask yourself is, have I ever shared any of Diamond's shows that I've attended and I felt was actually worthy of sharing? Now, I'm going to take the thought is that you didn't share it because you didn't think it was worth sharing. But the question is, why not? Think about that. So, again, I want us to really, really ponder this conversation. Please have this conversation with some of your own friends, right? Post this show on your social media and then post a comment. Are you guys for the old way or the new way? Check out this show and tell me what you think. I attended it. Like maybe post something like that and see what people say. Because what's funny is in the comments, nobody has shared that they was of the OA. Let's see. Rob said something. I missed his thing here. That's big in Japan, I think. Watching people eat. Yes, that's where it came from, Rob. The mukbang. I think that's a Japanese name. But yes, absolutely. That's where it came from. Child, it's buffoonery if you ask me. You're going to watch me stuff things in my mouth instead of paying attention to what's coming out of my mouth. It's annoying. Team old way. Wait a minute. Now let's see here. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely scrapping. Absolutely. Team old way any day. Any day. Can I also say really quickly that I believe there's a way to pull in some, not all, some of this new way and some of the old way in the middle. here's a thought, right? I believe in bringing the old way of family time together in this new way, giving young people an opportunity to express themselves the way they see fit respectfully. So the old way used to be like, do as I say, not as I do. Well, I don't believe in that. Nope. I don't believe in that at all. That would be a no for me, right? I believe in bringing in that conversation, giving this new generation the space to articulate their feelings, thoughts, and needs in a way that's not disrespectful, but they have the autonomy to share that without judgment. I believe in that. You see how marrying the two together is possible. It's absolutely possible. But it's possible if we think that way. If this is the direction we're going in my opinion, we are not going in the right direction. We're totally going in the wrong direction. The wrong direction. Let me show you something. I don't know if any of you saw this, but I want to show you something. First, I'm trying to see which way I want to show you this. I want you to watch something and I want you to tell me your thoughts about this. I'm going to play it twice so that you can see it back to back, and then I'll come back. So just watch this, please. Tell me what you think, and we'll go from there. Check this out.
Okay, go. Let's go. Let's go. You didn't let me get my moment, so I want to say my name is Khadijata Diallo, and I'm graduating today. I don't like how you snatched the mic out of my hand, so today is going to be all about me.
Oh, drops the mic. Congratulations.
Okay, go. Let's go. Let's go. You didn't let me get my moment, so I want to say my name is Khadijata Diallo, and I'm graduating today. I don't like how you snatched the mic out of my hand, so today is going to be all about me.
Oh, drops the mic. Congratulations.
What are your thoughts? What are your thoughts? Now, I got a part 2 video to this of the young woman giving her explanation. But what are your thoughts? As you ponder your thoughts, I want you to take a minute and watch this and tell me what you think. Okay? Here we go.
So, here's my story time. Basically, what happened was, I was walking on, and we had to announce our names and say our name before we get on the stage. So, I was saying my name, and she literally, my name is long. My name, obviously, I have like 3 syllables in my name. I'm not gonna say exactly my name right now, but okay, just so you get a point. So I didn't even finish getting to say my name. And then the people that went before me and everything, they all got to say their name, their major, and even extras. And me and another girl noticed that she was pulling the mic down super fast for some black people. I don't want to be that person, but that was the tea. So, I mean, I just couldn't let that happen, because I just feel like I worked so hard to graduate and went through so much shit to graduate that I just felt like I had to reclaim my moment. I'm sorry. Like, I'm not a problematic person. I don't want to ruin no one's day. I don't want to violate anybody, but that's what she did. She didn't even let me finish speaking. She put the mic down, cut me off, and that was the only time I was able to speak. So I just feel like that wasn't right.
What are your thoughts? I saw what you said, Scrappin', that you didn't see enough to say anything. People don't know what it is to sit down at the table and have a meal or talk without your damn cell phone. Very true. But we have to actually role model that, right? So when younger generations, I mean, even in your 20s, and let's say you are a parent, and you're in your late 40s, your 50s, your 60s, and your adult children are showing up to the table, right? And they got their phone in their hand. Do you feel okay? Are you comfortable with saying, hey, listen, we're spending time together. Please put your phone away. And if you can't do that, why are you here? What do you think? Because I'll tell you that I would be doing that. When I go visit my nieces and nephews, they know, listen, don't have no conversation with me with your phone. Like, I'm here. I'm not out of state. I'm in your state now, visiting you and the family, and I'm here to spend quality time with you. You do not need to have your phone in your hand. And if you are distracted by something else other than my time that I took to fly here or drive here to be with you, then I could have stayed home and saved my money, gas, and all my time. And my family know that that's how I am, right? It's not about being selfish. It's about priority. It's about responsibility. It's about respect. Period. Okay, let's see what these comments are saying. Okay, so Scrappin says, okay, on the first video, yep, but then you get attitude, honey. I'm not sure. I read it, but I'm not sure exactly what your thought is, Scrappin. And Stephanie says, wow, I am sad that she left such a memorable moment in much a disappointing way. Okay. Hi, Lakeisha. Welcome to the show. Malave says, I wish she would have articulated why and how she felt without the tantrum and mic drop slam. Okay, so you're just getting to the show. We got a couple of minutes before we end today's show, but I know, Lakeisha, you'll go back and watch it and watch the videos that I post in this show here. But I'm going to tell you my opinion, right? So I believe that we as a people need to know how to show up and articulate our feelings appropriately. I also believe that we're not always going to show up happy-go-lucky. There's times we're going to show up and be upset, annoyed by something. But how you respond to that is important. Now, let's be very clear. Many of you have an idea of me, right? Because I hate to say people know me when you don't truly know me. But there's many of you in the comments have an idea of Diamond. I am one to speak my mind, but I believe without a shadow of a doubt, I know how to articulate my feelings appropriately. I do. Have there ever been times where I was short-tempered? Yes, absolutely. But in recognizing that, I understand there's a place and time to grow from that. Now, I can give you the 1-2 pow without snatching the mic in such an aggressive way, speaking in that tone, and throwing the mic to the ground. I've had to call people out. I have. But you can best believe when I leave the room, no one who is in the right frame of mind would say, oh, honey, she was very shady, inappropriate, and you know what? Yeah, this is an issue. If you're saying that, then you were touched by the reality of what I brought to your attention in a professional way. See, what this young lady is going to be remembered for is nothing around trying to have a moment to express her concerns and frustration about the way this individual was handling this mic and not allowing her to speak. What she will go down in social media, not history, child, for is the aggressive, unprofessional, narcissistic attitude that she looked to have. Now, could we say she has some validity to her feelings? Absolutely, because we weren't there. Based on the second video, we hear that she talked about this is what happened, therefore this was her response to it. But if she had taken that kind of approach in a very hot moment for her, there was a way to handle that. So you could have got on your social media platform. Because see, this is what I mean about everybody don't use social media in the right way. You could have got on your TikTok, because obviously you have TikTok, and shared your thoughts and opinion about how you were treated at your graduation. Can I just say this? I do understand that there's a time that you need to say it at the moment, because I'm one of the space of you get it where you give it. Yet you have to have the ability and skill to give it in a way that you don't lose yourself in it. I've had to call people to the red carpet many of times in my life at some point, but I'm never going to look like I don't have it together. Now, you're going to feel the sting. If you deserve this to feel the sting, or you're going to feel it. You're going to feel it. But you're going to feel it because you presented yourself that way. So that way, I have to address this. We need to address it. We can have the conversation. You choose how we have the conversation. Long as you're not abrasive, dismissive, then I can tell you, hey, listen, the way you're handling this is totally inappropriate. Now, if your feelings are hurt, then put your feelings aside and ask yourself, well, what did I do to actually have her address this conversation in this manner? I.e., the young lady, the way she handled it, I don't know what happened with the whole thing trying to get her whole name out. But let me tell you something. Clickbait. People posted this little bit of the video on there. And what our opinion is that it doesn't look good. It doesn't look good at all. Naomi, you said that's right. I'm wondering what you're saying that's right too. LOL. Scrapping. Because all people know how to say it, that bitter black person, angry black woman. Oh, yes. Yeah. And that's what she's going to look like. She's going to look like an angry black woman. Well, some people allow their mind to go to a place of, wow, what did this woman do? How did she disrespect this young woman that she ended up responding that way? Truth be told, in my opinion, I think our first reaction is, oh my gosh, girl, what in the world? She almost took the lady's arm off. Oh my gosh, she threw the mic on the ground. That's what we're first seeing. We're not trying to see at the first thought what happened behind the scenes, or what happened before the camera caught it, or what part of the video we're missing that we only see this part. Yeah, I agree with you, Scrapping, that there's other emotions that you can attach to that. But that's the danger in it. We end up attaching our thoughts to that. I heard her reasoning, but her reasoning did not justify for me the way she conducted herself. It didn't. And again, I am one for speaking up and speaking your truth right where it's at. But there was a way to do it. It was just such a way to do it. It was a way to do it. And I don't think she did it well. Because most people don't want to see that part. I hear you, Scrapping. Malave, I meant the fact that, well, that they're forever employees. Absolutely. I agree, Malave. And they are only thing is that, yep, absolutely. Absolutely. Abso-darn-lutely. Okay. All right now. Okay, so the QA, you guys, I asked questions, you guys got involved. Thank you so much. Like, really, I'm really appreciating seeing a lot of you just like really post your comments. I'm so glad to see Scrapping. I know she's always doing something and not at every show, but I think these notifications are helping, so people are joining. I appreciate that. The more you join, the more attraction we get, the more you share it, the bigger the platform can grow. So thank you so much. Personal questions. If you have a question for me that you don't want to put in a comment, you can always email me at diamond@voicesgathering.com. The email address is diamond@voicesgathering.com. Please do me a favor. Always try to check out the website, www.voicesgathering.com, because there is where I will be sending a lot of information. Many of you got the post from me asking that you share your email address. I'm looking to have the website actually send out a blast letting you know when the show is going to be live, and that you can check the show calendar to see what kind of topics we're talking about. My fear is this, that you guys will Forget to check the website. And if I don't send you a notification via text, you are not going to show up at the show. So try to get in the habit of always showing up to the show. If you don't get a message from me saying that there's no show tonight, there is a show. So always be ready. Hopefully you would do that. All right, people, that was the show. Thank you so much. I'm so glad we had this time together. Please do me a favor. Always follow the show on YouTube, subscribe to the channel, Facebook. Make sure you follow the show on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. And why am I not sharing that with you so that you can see? So you can see. Here, follow me on all those websites, okay? I'm sure you will have a great time. I appreciate your time. I can't wait to see you guys next week. And listen, always remember, just that. Sometime being quiet and thinking is the best reaction. Until next week, I will see you guys later. Be well, be good, and always remember, I got love for you, baby. I got love for you, okay? I'll see you guys later. Bye. I'm gonna get out of here, child. Everybody want a little of my time now. And that would be a no. Bye, guys.